Well, good morning, uh, all you people in diamond painting land. When I say good morning, it is definitely morning here. It's still dark out because it is about 5:20 a.m. Uh, the Cat Bookshelf by Randall Spangler is fini. I just finished it at 5 a.m. So I thought I would do a video early enough so that, hopefully someone will catch it later, because it takes 2 to 3 hours for this stupid stuff to load, or to upload. So, refreshing any memories, this is what it looks like, or what a finished product should look like. And you see there are blanks. I personalized mine. This Randall Spangler was a 34.3 inches by 24.6 inches, or 87 centimeters by 70 centimeters. I started it on the 2nd of June, and I have now finished it on 10th of July, 2023. I calculated or kept tabs on the hours I spent working on this project. And it was a labor of love, believe me, because when I knew I could place my cats in it that had passed, it meant more to me and means more to me now than a plain Spangler. I spent a total 304 hours working on this project, which roughly averages out to about 13 days. If you divide your days into that. There were 98,069 diamonds. I believe it is still available on Diamond Art Club. You might even find it in D-Stash somewhere if it's no longer available. I don't know. All I know is I have to find a way to hang this, because this would be my memories. I think I told you everything as far as that part goes. Some days I worked 15 hours on it. Some days as little as 2. So, add them all up and that's what you get. Excuse me. I thought I would go ahead and show you, and hopefully this video turns out okay. Excuse me. I gotta get some coffee. It is, this early in the morning, and puppy woke me up at 1 o'clock. So, I've been up since then, about 1 a.m. Excuse me. Okay. As you see, here are the cats that were placed here. And I'm going to see if I can pan this without things going screwy. And I don't have a whole lot of light. I've got as much as I can. And as you move over, you see there are a numerous amount of kittens and cats. This is the bottom half. And where I started originally is my lower right corner. That's where I always start on all my paintings. I don't know why. And I'm right-handed, so some people would say start on the left and work your way over, but the beauty of diamond painting, it's all interpretation. It's all how you feel comfortable in starting. Okay, I now want to show you the names that I placed on this painting. This one here is our most recent cat who passed away last year from a stroke. This looks identical to him. It was a ginger kitty. Evil. They say ginger kitties are nice, cuddly. No, not him. That's why his nickname was Damien. We never knew which one we were going to get. Didn't know if we were going to get Milo or Damien. It's what he was. I will bring this down and show you that I placed his name right there. This was the easiest one. These larger ones on the bottom were the easiest to do. I had great difficulty with the ones up on the top. I spent hours on a couple of them, just getting them lined up the way I wanted them. And I think they turned out okay. I mean, it works for me. Okay, across here, okay, would be Pearl. She passed away about 5-6 years ago. This does not look like her, but they had very few cats around here that resembled ours exactly. She was a sweetie. She had the blue eyes. She was mostly white and had a little bit of tigering on her head. And her tail was ringleted. It had little rings on it that reminded you of a raccoon. She was a sweetie, but terrified of everything. She cuddled with me every night, and the last 2 years of her life, she suffered from diabetes. I was up every morning with her, giving her her shot and her food, and every night a certain amount of food and a shot. And that lasted 2 years. And then she had a stroke. And it was best to let her go. I didn't want to, but I still regret it to this day. But I had to. Okay, as we cross over, prior to her developing diabetes, the next one that we had, and some of these we had at the same time. Sometimes I think the most fur babies we had at any given time, as far as cats, was 4. So Reba was given to me by an ex that could not take care of her, and she had been declawed, which I don't approve of. Others may. Her name was Reba. She was a tortie. The last year of her life, she developed diabetes. And she got her shots and whatnot. Then things started happening where her kidneys failing. She's lost control of her bowels and urination. Sorry to be descriptive, but it was time to say goodbye to her. Milo was almost 17. Pearl was 16. And Reba was 16. Then, after Reba, there was Reba, then there was Gizmo, Pearl, and Milo. They were all in the same grouping together. Gizmo was our Maine Coon. He weighed approximately, it was 29.5 pounds to 30 pounds. He was tall enough on his hind legs to reach my kitchen counter. And anything he wanted, if you didn't push it back far enough, he could stand up on his hind legs, reach across, and grab it. And then he'd be off. He was a gentle giant, a big, gentle giant. There wasn't anything you could do to him that would offend him or affect him. He just didn't care. He reached approximately the same age as the others, 16. His kidneys were failing as he got older. And he was as playful as they come, even to the end. He was just a big old baby. A big old baby. I loved them all equally, but it was all, for different things. Because they were individuals. Even though they all lived in the same colony together with us, they all developed their own personalities. Okay, I'm going to move up because there are some others that I put in at the top. And I'm going to see if this will not mess up. And, sorry. And we'll give you a decent view. I'm going to have to scrunch down here. Okay. On this book, this was my youngest kitten. We named him Yoda. Someone gave him to me, and apparently they didn't know when they gave him to me he had feline leukemia, and he was developed pretty quickly and passing. He was about 4 to 6 months old. So he's not well known. I do have photos of him. Little black kitten. He reminded me of Yoda, the way his ears would flare out and just the look on his face. So I figured I'd honor him by placing him on part of a book. Okay, this big guy right here, this big one, is one of the main reasons why I wanted this painting. I have wanted this painting for a long time, and I always thought when I saw it that if I ever got it, I would put his name on this painting. Even if I couldn't do it on any other area, his name was going to go on this painting. This was my baby. His name, if I can get it down here, his name was Panda. He passed away at about 7 years old from a liver disease. That baby would sleep with me like a human. He would lay face to face. I would wake up with him breathing in my face. And he would put his arms around my neck and shoulders while I slept. He cuddled with me. He followed me everywhere like a puppy. He would talk to me. He just kept me company. And wherever I went, he went. I miss him. I miss him very, very much. And it's been a lot of years since he's passed. But now I have his name and I have him. And then I move on. I tried my best to get this name in. I don't think I did too bad of a job, if you can read it. It says Carmela. Maybe if it was closer, it would show up better. I tried to do it funny looking to match, some of the other things here. This was my daughter's cat. She was 18. We found her, well, she found us. We lived in another city, and we used to have a small little deck outside our kitchen door. And I had a flower pot there that was on a pedestal, and it just had dirt in it. There was no flowers. And we went out there one evening, and there she is, curled up in the flower pot, just sleeping away. And I said, we can't have another cat. We can't. We already had my next cat that I'll show over here. We already had her. We had a Doberman. I really didn't want to have to take care of another animal. And my daughter was, oh, please, Mom, please. I said, well, I'll tell you what. If she's there in the next couple days, still sleeping in the same place, I'll take her in. And sure enough, there she was for 2 to 3 days. And I blame it on my brother because he kept sneaking her food. So, of course, she was going to stay around. So we brought her in, and she moved with us here. She wasn't a ginger cat. She was a blondish brown, a fawn cut, beautiful markings. And old age took her. I mean, just like humans, things fail, kidneys or liver, and she passed. But she is very, very well loved. I mean, very, because she adopted us. She picked us, and that makes you special. The last one that's on here, if I can get it, yeah, I ran it sort of at an angle because that's the way the book was. And if you can read this one, it says Sheena. Sheena? That was one of the first cats I had gotten when I had our Doberman. She was a tortie, but she was a red-colored tortie, where Reba was more of the darker shades. Sheena was like a auburn markings, coloring. She was beautiful. And I forget how we came across her. I don't know if an ex at that time had brought her in or she wandered in. I really don't remember. But I do remember that cat was almost like my panda. You could take her outside, sit on the deck, and she would let you brush her, comb her. She would lay out on the deck, sunning with you, and as soon as you opened the door, she'd run back in. She would, she'd follow you everywhere. She'd sleep with you, she'd cuddle with you, she'd lick on you, and she was just a wonderful cat. All of them were. All of them. The one cat we have now that my daughter has her name is Angel. She's about 4. Naturally, there's no room to put her on here, and she is not passed, and I will not do that. I have several other small paintings that, God willing, I'm still around, and I hate to say if and when she passes while I'm still around, I will do one for her. I can't explain how this painting made me feel. I'm even feeling a little, upset right now. Because I look at these names and I remember them. I apologize. Maybe it's too early in the morning for me. But, pets to some people are just inanimate objects. They don't, they have them, they don't care. And then there are those of us who love our animals like they're our children. And we mourn them just like we would any other death when they're gone. And yes, it gets easier with time sometimes. And this painting will be a memorial to them, whether anybody likes it or not. They loved us unconditionally. And you know what? A lot of people out there ought to feel the same about any other stranger on the street. Because you don't know. You don't know when they pass you. That's their last day. And, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to get off here. I didn't think this would be this rough. I apologize. I want to thank you all for watching this if you did. And do me a favor. Hug your pets. Hug them. Because you don't know, it could be your last day or theirs. So, thank you. And I'm not sure when I'll be up again on YouTube because I have cleaning to do. And I had said I want to paint my room. And I have to do that. And then maybe then I'll start another painting after. Just small little ones. I did want to, I forgot, I did want to say to Tita, also known as Teresa, thank you for mentioning me on your channel. I appreciate it. You're very, very kind. And I blame you for increasing the amount of money I have placed on my Temu because I had those dessert cups in my Temu, took them out, and I saw them on your channel and I put them back in. So it's your fault. So thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming if you came, and if you didn't, well, you'll never know then, and I won't either. So thank you. Have a good day. Enjoy the week. Diamond Painting Crazy Lady, I am out.